Hello and welcome to Studio 415. On today's show, you'll hear about the recent lawsuit filed against NACS and the governor claiming an overreach with the mask mandate. You'll hear about CHS administration explaining the phone rules. And you'll see a brand new episode of the infamous Charger Challenge. All that and more coming up next.
I think our dress code tries to adapt and try to balance where we're at.
According to Charter Challenge tradition, only one can survive.
I think the case should be dismissed.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Nathan Cutler. Administrative decisions such as the introduction of the mask mandate and student quarantines have led to an opposition from NACS parents and students. The opposition has now led to legal action. Studio 415 reporter Stella Brewer-Vartanian joins us now with more on the lawsuit that has been filed against NACS.
Northwest Allen County Schools has come under scrutiny for their COVID-19 policies, and like others across the country, some NACS parents have brought their objections to the legal system. On Monday, September 13th, a group of NACS parents filed a lawsuit through the Allen County Superior Court against several state and local school officials. The lawsuit alleges that the COVID-19 procedures implemented by the defendants in the district and state are unconstitutional and illegal. Among the defendants are Governor Eric Holcomb, the Northwest Allen County School System, Superintendent Dr. Chris Himsel, and 3 of 5 NACS school board members. On the other side of the lawsuit lies 6 NACS parents that filed on behalf of their 12 students. The plaintiffs are represented by Kevin J. Mitchell of Mitchell Litigation and Advocacy. The lawsuit claims that Governor Holcomb and other defendants have exceeded their authority by violating Indiana state laws and the state constitution. The plaintiffs argue that students are under irrational and unscientific rules regarding face masks, contact tracing, and quarantine, and that these measures have no legitimate government purpose besides maintaining an endless state of emergency. When asked for an interview, the plaintiffs didn't respond. NACS responded to the lawsuit on September 20th in a statement released to local news media. The statement reads, "Our focus remains on meeting the needs of our students, continuing to provide opportunities for students to access learning on-site in a healthy and safe learning environment remains our priority." The statement also asserts that the district is confident that the courts will ultimately rule in their favor. In order to grow a perspective on the future of the lawsuit, we contacted Associate Professor Kent Kaufman at PFW. He explained that the USA was subject to a smallpox vaccine mandate in 1905, but a man who had had a bad experience with a smallpox vaccine when he was a child refused to receive it again. The case ultimately went to the Supreme Court.
Government has an accepted right to mandate max vaccines or other public health mandates to deal not just with health crises like COVID, but general public health.
The initial proceeding happened here on October 15th at 3 p.m., with Judicial Officer David J. Avery presiding over the case. However, what the ruling will ultimately be is yet to be decided. With Studio 415, I'm Stella Brewer-Vartanian.
If there's anything our eyes have been glued to recently, it's the screens of our phones. However, these devices have caused a rising conflict between Carroll High School students and staff. With a vast amount of electronics at our disposal, policies have been harder to enforce. Studio 415 reporter Ryan Pashy has more information on the divide between students and teachers on this problem.
Technological policies are nothing new to the student body at NACS. Exceptions and concerns have been expressed on behalf of cellular devices in the classroom. It is not a rare occurrence for any student to experience a penalty regarding their personal devices. In my story, I gave both sides a chance to explain their points of view.
Phones everywhere. That has been the environment students of all ages live in as of now. With the constant advancement of technology, it is no surprise that in the hand of nearly every student at Carroll High School is a smart device of some sort. Administrators implemented a policy stating no phones or devices are to be seen or heard during school hours, between 8:35 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Penalties for violating the policy include warnings, parent pickup, and detentions. Assistant Principal of the Freshman Center, Jeremy Yates, says the reason behind the phone policy is to discourage students from being distracted by their devices. He also explains why it's been difficult to keep track of every phone in sight.
When we see that happen, most of our staff members do ask for the phone and get that from the student, and it's turned in. I think we're aware that that's a practice that students are participating in, and we watch for it as much as we can, but it's also one of those things where we're not going to be able to stop every occurrence of that.
School Resource Officer Eric Butler is mainly focused on safety concerns and abiding by the school rules. He describes how earbuds and headphones can be a safety hazard in the event of an emergency.
In the hallways, that's more of a safety concern. Just if we need to get a hold of somebody, we need to talk to somebody. You know, a lot of times, especially the technology out there, they can noise canceling, or you can be able to hear what's going around in front of you, or certainly behind you. Somebody needs to get your attention, so those can be an issue.
The rift between students and staff regarding the phone policy has always been present. Many students think poorly of the phone policy for many reasons. A handful of students spoke up about their opinions and experiences regarding the phone policy.
Sometimes if you have a dire situation, like if a parent's in the hospital or something, and you need to check your phone, and the teacher's like, no, you can't do that, then it's kind of a big deal.
Probably lessen it. I would say, like, maybe not while teachers are doing lectures would be the policy, like teaching, you can't have it out. But like during work time, like that's your own free time. Like if you want to waste it, that's your choice.
At this point in time, the rules regarding phones do not look to change anytime soon. Students, if you have your phone out and a faculty member walks up to you and asks you to surrender your device, simply hand it over to them. For Studio 415, I'm Ryan Pashy.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and one club at Carroll has planned a big event to celebrate the fight against cancer. Studio 415 reporter Ed DeWitt has more on the story about why students have recently traded in their neon for pink.
The Chargers Fighting Cancer Club is very busy around the fall time preparing for this pink out game. This year, CFC has made new changes to accommodate their growth in club members and a whole new stadium. Student Will Edwards lets us in on his thoughts about the pink out game.
I feel like it's more like encouraging and all that, because like you're trying to support other people who are having like cancer problems, and I think it's really nice to do that.
Despite being known for the pink out game, CSC also hosts other events besides the pink out game. Chargers Fighting Cancer sponsor Jennifer Kiefer and Officer Darla Jeffries tell us more about this.
It's not just breast cancer, which in October it's all about breast cancer awareness. Relay for Life is all about cancer awareness.
Future events that we plan on doing, we most likely will do a restaurant fundraiser so that we can get funds to get ready for Relay for Life. And of course that's in the spring, and we would appreciate people coming out and support for Relay for Life in the spring.
With that day approaching fast, CFC is working around the clock to make it special, all while raising more awareness for cancer. The CFC Club would also like to thank everyone that has helped them raise $8,500 to make the whole event possible. This year alone has been very successful for the Chargers Fighting Cancer Club, and they hope to have many more accomplishments down the road. For Studio 415, I'm Edward DeWitt.
After a short absence, the well-loved Charger Challenge is making a return to Studio 415. Hosts Anthony Aleo and Henry Burgett have challenged students to play basketballs in Halloween costumes.
Welcome to Season 5, Episode 1 of the Charger Challenge. We're this week's hosts, Anthony Alejo
and Henry Burgett. And on today's show, we're going to have our contestants play a game of basketball with a twist.
You see, the first round will consist of a typical 4v4 game, all to win a Studio 415 Cup 5. I almost forgot my line.
I'm going to win because I drank 3 Red Bulls before this, and Red Bull gives you wings.
I'm going to win because I've been in the NBA for 35 years.
I'm going to win because I have the power of the panda.
And I'm going to win just because.
I'm going to win because everyone believes in me.
I'm going to win because I bought all my skills from Walmart.
I am the homecoming king.
I'm going to win because I'm Chewbacca. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so technically technically Team Walmart won. But according to Charger Challenge tradition, only one can survive. I'm joking, but only one can win. So that's why we're gonna be playing a quick game of knockout.
Eli Booth, you just won the first Charger Challenge. Here's the Charger Challenge Cup. How do you feel?
Feels amazing. Just want to shout out my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, and my 2 dogs, because I wouldn't be here without them. So yeah, shout out you guys. Love being here.
How does it feel to lose?
No one believed in me. I mean, that's what. I'm gonna win because everyone believes in me.
I didn't lose. He just got lucky. As soon as the mustache fell off, my skills went down. I also the game winner in the team game, so I didn't lose.
Eli cheated. That's all I have to say.
I think I had an unfair advantage because I can only see out of one eye hole.
All right. Thank you for watching the Charger Challenge. Back to you in the studio.
With Halloween just around the corner, many places in Fort Wayne have been gearing up for the holiday by sharing their festivities with locals. Studio 415 reporter Allie Butts takes us through a couple of iconic Halloween traditions within our area, hoping to show Carroll students what they can spend their holiday weekend on.
For many, Halloween is an exciting time during the fall season for people to carve pumpkins and get a fright in. So I decided to take a look at some of the autumn staples within our community. One of the first places I decided to look at was Hilger's Family Farm, just off of US 30. Here, co-owner Joseph Hilger, along with his wife Elaine, provide visitors with a perfect pumpkin patch experience with an array of different autumn activities.
Yeah, I think we're just more family oriented. That's what we gear towards. We do the hay rides. We'll do family buggy rides. We introduced a buggy ride last year with the COVID.
Guests are able to join their family at the farm to get pumpkins and many other different items that can add to their autumn essentials. But let's be honest, you can't have a fall experience without carving a pumpkin, so come out this weekend to get a locally grown pumpkin from the Hilger family. Going on to a place that many Carroll students are familiar with, the Haunted Castle in Black Forest. This Fort Wayne staple has been giving its guests a fright for the past 40 years. What began as one small haunt in the old St. Vincent Church has now expanded to something much greater.
We started out in the small old church and it has grown to 2 events, and we see lots of people, lots of different changes.
One of the events, the Haunted Castle, takes visitors through a frightening experience with a variety of different attractions, within including slides, coffin rides, and other jump scares. As for the Black Forest, guests are led through a path with different characters and terrifying events that will be sure to leave any thrill seeker entertained. Finally, we stopped by Keener Farm to check out all the fun activities students can partake in. Whether milking cows, navigating a corn maze, or climbing atop the haystack, the Fall Festival has been a Fort Wayne tradition for nearly a decade. The goal of the farm is not only to give guests over 30 activities to experience, but to also provide an education as to how dairy farms help provide citizens with dairy products.
We wanted to create a safe environment for people to come and enjoy time together with their families. Just another way for us to give back to the community.
Whether you are looking for a fun, giant corn maze to try, or interested in seeing how the farms operate, Keener Dairy Farm would love to be able to add to your autumn memories this year.
All of these people work year-round in order to provide the community with a fun Halloween experience and lasting fall memories. So be sure to come out and show your support. For Studio 415, I'm Allie Butts.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. If there is a story you'd like us to cover, please let us know. For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.
Friendly smiles, walk the halls with me.